Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ybot, and welcome back to Civilization 6. We're going to do one more for this evening, and then I think we're going to call it a night. Sadly, if you take a look at the time, it's only 6:35 p.m. It's close to bedtime for me, because unlike my last job, where I worked in the call center and I sometimes worked 4 to midnight, at this job, I would do quite the opposite. As a matter of fact, exactly the opposite. I work 4 in the morning till 12 noon. Which, as deadly as that sounds, I actually enjoyed quite a bit. I get to work in a kitchen. I don't have to deal with anybody but my coworkers. It's great. And also, there's so much time afterwards, which is, quite frankly, why I'm still doing YouTube stuff. Anyway, that is neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and grab the Great Writer. And we can build some stuff in Detroit. I think we're going to get a production queue up and running here, because honestly, guys, actually, you know what else I'm going to do? Gonna get this up, then I'm gonna get I think I'm gonna build a theater square on the jungle here, power plant, and then we'll see. I might move the power plant here, but I just want to get some stuff queued here. I want to get stuff nice and queued up so that I don't have to make as many decisions here. Try to get through a little bit quicker, because I took a look at the last save file, and over the course of basically 2 35 to 40 minute episodes here, I managed to get through like 12 turns. It's endgame in Civ, so that's not all that surprising, but I can do better. Can get this done faster. I'm gonna push pretty hard for the culture victory now, I think. So in these minor cities, we'll go ahead and start queuing stuff up. Specifically, we'll start queuing up some culture squares, because we do have that film studio, which I should probably show you guys. I didn't actually do much with it yet. What can we do here? This place has lots of housing. Let's get a film studio here. I'll show you guys the entry for it in a sec. It's actually, I'll do it right now. So, film studio. I was just looking at it before I started the episode. It is identical to the broadcast center. Take a look at the broadcast center. Everything is the same. One difference right here. Building unique to America, plus 100% tourism pressure from the city towards other civilizations in the modern era. And if we take a look here, pretty much everybody's in the same era as me. So it's automatically, whenever I have those in my cities, it's generating more tourism pressure, which is good. Anyway, let's get this dude up here.
My dear Miss Glory, robots are not.
So we got some stories about robots. We cannot get an archaeologist here. Oh, that's another thing I need to do is I have 2 museums. We're both trying to get ancient artifacts. I think I'm going to go ahead and just maybe swap out this mask. There we go. We got one that's themed. That's going to give us a bit more culture, a bit more tourism, and then this one, not as themed, but that's okay. Hopefully things will work out eventually. Could actually buy an archaeologist at this point. Let's take another look here. Let's see where we can get archaeologists. Possibly Cortuba. Cortuba's barely gotten started on their archaeologist. Yeah, let's actually buy one in Cortuba here. So, we've got the money for it at this point. It's going to take like 16 turns. I'll be honest, I'm not that patient. Let's continue the trade. Fuck. That is a suboptimal trade route. So we have the globalization policy now, so that is what I did there with the +3 is definitely suboptimal. Can do a lot better. Alright, this guy, what can we do? We can improve those hills for Rome. That's what we can do. Let's get started on that. Alright, now, we're doing this right this time. See? +7 for Hobart. +7 for Hong Kong. +7 for this city as well. Let's go ahead and trade with Scythia. It'll help with tourism pressure as well. And same goes for this. We are going to trade with Hobart. Get some tourism pressure on the Australians. Repair the lumber mill. And this guy actually has a promotion. Let's see what we can get here. Linguist is the best one here. Rocket scientist is good, but it's very specific. Seduction, counter-spying, better. Usually I use my spies offensively. And this is just a flat reduction in mission time that will stack with Machiavellianism. So that just means more gold steals, faster sabotages, just overall, it's just plenty of goodness. Gee, part of me here just wants to, like, take over all of Scythia so I can just have, like, the whole continent as mine. And then there can be just, like, the Vikings and, the Norwegians and the Australians, rather, just over on this... what's essentially a smaller continent that's connected by a land bridge, because that's what we got this time.
Robotics has been around forever, and it's been the next best thing forever. And it's so exciting and compelling that it's easy to get carried away.
Cool. So we got robotics now, so we can build... after we have nuclear fusion, we can build whatever we bloody well please. Government policies. So we're going to start switching over pretty soon to, like, purely... I think we'll be pushing pretty hard to go for some other stuff pretty soon. So 4 turns, that is amazing. Let's continue that. We'll only get, like, a little bit of gold this time, but still, it's good. Alright, where can we get the where can we get the relics, rather? Oh, one down here. That's 3 turns away. This one's 2 turns away. Let's do that.
Great God of the Ants, thou hast let the victory prevail. I hereby name thee the Colonel.
Cool. Let's take a look at Great Works. Alright, very good. We don't get any theming bonuses for literature. As a matter of fact, the game was originally designed with just 1 slot per city, but then they changed that in a patch. Don't remember which patch, though. Right, let's kill this guy. So we still have barbarian encampments in the cold north here. Heal that guy up. Alright, let's repair that. Oh, St. Louis. You could probably build a commerce district. Yeah, let's get one right here. It's a +3. So we'll do that. Once you're done your sewers. It's going to take forever and a day to build, but it'll be useful. Also, we want to make sure we clear out these antiquity sites. That would be very useful. Australia's going for space race victory, it looks like. They adopted integrated space cell. Or perhaps they just have nothing better to do with their policy slots. They're a fascist empire. That could be very possible that they have nothing to do with their policy slots. I find it interesting that they all seem to go fascist now. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed that. But late game, a lot of... Let's just take a look here. Let's do a polling here. Pedro's a monarchy, which is pretty ass backwards. Tamiris is fascist, not surprising. Rome is a monarchy of all things. That's peculiar as hell. Then Harold is still a theocracy. It's possible they're not advanced enough yet. We got 450 gold, nice. Let's take a look at the civics tree. Yes, indeed, Trajan's not quite advanced enough. Pedro's stuck in the Dark Ages. So I've actually significantly gotten ahead of everybody in terms of civics. The ones that, out of the people who have gotten to the modern age, though, they've all gone fascism. Alright, we've combined those into an army to make them as strong as possible. We can upgrade them at some point, but that's going to take money. So we'll start building some mines on the hills here. Let's actually get this medic over here. All the way over here, actually. It's going to take several turns to do that. Well, let's just capture that from the barbarians. And this spy right here can get a promotion. What do you have for us? Con artist, potentially useful. Guerrilla leader, only useful if there's a lot of neighborhoods on the map, because apparently recruiting T-words, and yes, they're going to be called T-words because YouTube, you get all your T-words from the suburbs. And finally, quartermaster. If it's in your own territory, they usually aren't, so I'm going to go with con artist. That's the best choice, at least for my playstyle at the moment. Let's continue. I'm really hoping in the expansion, Rise and Fall, that they do something about the production for spaceship victories. Like, don't make it so easy that the AI can just blitz you there and you don't have a chance. But at the same time, maybe make it so that if the player is smart, they can figure out a way to kind of outsmart the AI and just up their production. But at the same time, not forcing us to, have, like, I don't know, 7 industrial towns surrounding our one super tall capital. So, yeah. Oh, speaking of, well, speaking of nothing, speaking of faith, we have faith. I was looking at our capital, I saw the national park, and I remembered all of a sudden, we can build another naturalist. So we will be able to put down a national park in a few places here. Not sure if we want to put one in Rome. It wouldn't be a terrible idea. It wouldn't be it's kind of a mixed bag. Definitely we could put one down here. I don't know why this is so good. This is just charming. Oh, this is breathtaking. What modifies this to make it breathtaking? Yeah, it's kind of a low yield there. You would think that, well, Cleveland's been improved, so I guess we can't get a we would have to sacrifice both our oil and our and that right there. Although, let's experiment with something, guys. Just give me a moment to experiment with something. In theory, we should be able to get a mad yield from a national park in these squares right here, in this diamond formation. So I'm going to select our naturalist again. After I've bought that tile, we now have the necessary spots for it. You know, assuming I can ever find the naturalist. There we go. Yep, there we are. We got a legitimate national park on Yosemite. So we're going to get Yosemite National Park in Cleveland. We'll do that next. Let's go ahead and grab one for Teddy Roosevelt this time. So it's going to be a classical era mosaic. Okay. Sure. So we have one classical era artifact already. This guy has 3 charges. Send him down here. It's going to take forever, but let's get that jade hooked up. These guys can just chill there. Get the coal hooked up. Maybe we'll find a trade partner. We need to be careful with this one. We can... Okay, so here's the deal, guys. I'm going to pick a trade route that is suboptimal. But in terms of production, but I want to spread them out so that I can, so that I am able to just kind of evenly spread out my influence, because we do get modifiers for culture victories. So just trying to cover all my bases. So that'll mean that, like, if we look over this right here, we're getting a plus 25% bonus for trade route. So kind of, and we have one for Australia as well, which counteracts the different governments' penalties. So we need a trade route with Rome, trade route with Myris, which we have, trade route with Harold that we have, and we do have a trade route with Pedro already. Cool. So we're just missing out on Trajan. And then we can just try to exert cultural pressure with our film studios and make them wear our blue jeans and watch our films. Wear our t-shirts and blue jeans. Siphon funds? Yeah, let's siphon some funds. Gonna send this guy up. Ooh. Let's send this guy back into the city. And Cincinnati, let's just blow this scout away. Perfect. This is going to be tricky. Yeah, we're going to have to start upgrading our units. Oh shit, oh shit. That's no good. That's no good at all. He wants oil and diamond. No. No, that's a terrible deal, John. You can do better. This guy's gonna kidnap my worker. He'd be foolish not to. He's just sitting there out in the open, ready to be kidnapped. Scythia built an aerodrome. Okay, great. I think we can actually upgrade the Rough Rider army here. Turned it into a modern tank army. It's probably something I should consider doing. Yeah, there we go. It's only 675. Only 675. Alright, Brazil's naturalist is going to make the long and tedious journey up to Cleveland so we can get Yosemite National Park set up. Because why not? I think I'll actually grab this one next. So we will leave the ones in St. Louis for now. What's going on here? Oh, shoot. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sacrifice the stupid settler because I don't... Here's the reasoning behind that. I don't use settlers at the moment. I've got all the cities I need. As a matter of fact, I may have too many cities. Alright. So I don't have anything else to do, so we're going to end the turn. So if I lose one of these settlers that I captured from the Norwegians or anybody else, it's not a huge loss to me at this point. I mean, there might be a few resources that I'm going to capture, but I need to, in order to win the game, I need to focus on making my cities bigger and stronger. Get their production up, get their culture and tourism output up, and my actual concerns about, say, getting more cities up. And Harold's denouncing me. Alright. So in order to, the only benefit of getting more cities up would mean maybe more trade route slots if I'm able to get some commerce districts up. And I suppose back in the day, it would have been useful to get, just make them fully support cities. So one commerce hub, one industrial zone. Just gonna ignore him for that. It looks like my spy has been found out. So yeah, anyway, now that they've changed it so that the overlapping district bonuses don't stack, it makes it a lot less, makes support cities not really viable. The cities need to justify their own existence. I'm gonna risk a boat, actually. So he failed, but he evaded capture. He'll be back in 2 turns. Back in my capital, rather. And with the escape, I did risk, I did take a bit of a calculated risk with that agent. But it gets him to Washington sooner, and honestly, I've got the money to ransom him back if I had to, and also I have lots of slots to build more spies if I have to. Alright, so this guy, he's gonna go hide in the forest. They don't want my settlers either. You guys just sleep for now. Alright, Frank, get me a good artifact, please. Let's grab something from Monty. Ancient Era, very good. That means we can theme up it. No, we can't theme up Rio de Janeiro. Drat. We'll have to see what we get from the last one. They're based on events in the game, though. Alright, let's just cut to the chase, man. You know what? For 9 gold, sure, you can have your frickin' spy back. It's probably the most reasonable thing I've seen from you in a while. She just wants to get rid of this thing something awful. Sorry. Scythia built an encampment, okay. Just want to take a look at the map while the turns are going through here. That would be my settler, I assume? Yep. The one that I didn't care whether or not it was captured? Yep, that's the one. So let's just take a quick look at the Scythian Empire here. Okay, a lot of their unique improvements, not surprising. Their unique improvement is not that great, but I guess faith can be useful. Alright, Mary Cassid, I believe this is the last great artist. Let's take a look. Yep. Alright, Boston, what can we do for you? Or what can you do for me, more importantly? Maybe I'll just turn you into a industrial powerhouse here. Yeah, we can... Let's see. So that's 2 mines. Could be 3. Yeah, let's actually put an industrial zone on that hill. We'll just queue up all of our industry in Boston. Or queue up all the industrial buildings. Get an arena, get a zoo here at least. St. Petersburg. Get Faith by the Armory and stuff. I don't think there's any point in the film studio. How hard would it be to flip the city's religion? Oh, also the city is housing capped. Let's get to work on an armory. We'll do that. If we flip the city's religion over to Judaism, then we might be able to... Just give me a sec here. I want to check out this angle. If we flip it to Judaism, we'll be able to just faith by culture and the culture buildings and the science buildings. So it would probably take 2 missionaries to do that. And for all we know, it might be the holy city of that religion, too. We can check that, actually. Holy city conquered. Founder Russia. Oh, if I look very carefully, this just says Holy City conquered. Holy City Canberra. Holy City conquered. Okay. Holy City conquered. It's likely that St. Petersburg is the Holy City. I'm not sure if that matters anymore, but it's likely that's the case. Let's get to repairing that spaceport. So we'll move this person to a city that has room for great works. I guess Kazan? Kazan or the city with Hermitage? Let's go to Kazan for now. We'll grab this thing in the middle of the desert, and that'll be a museum. Ancient artifact from Monty. Okay. Unfortunately, there's 2 artifacts from Monty in here, so this isn't themed either. So it looks like we need to buy another archaeologist or build. Need to buy or build several of them. Okay. Is there any potential hope that we can maybe trade away this artifact for something from the classical era? I know Tomiris is always hoping for a trade. You know what, Tomiris? I'm gonna give it to you. But this isn't telling me where they came from. That's the problem. You know what? We'll trade it for the medieval artifact. Holy crap, no. I'm not gonna do that. Just gonna scroll up to the top here. Scroll up to the top of her list. So if I give 1 to... no, she doesn't care. Here, have some makeup. and some uranium. So I need to give you something and then keep on giving you stuff. Throw that out. So the makeup was valuable to her. Okay, what about the jade? She'll still accept it without the jade. Take that. Just wants the jade. So I'm trading an awful lot just to make this trade. You know what? Let's go for it. We've got so much of this stuff we can afford to give away some. Now then, let's play around with this, see if we can make some, Oh, you bastards. So now we can't even do anything until this city is themed. That's irritating. It should have gone into the same slot that it was originally in. Alright, how long does it take for you to build an archaeologist? Not too bad, actually. Yeah, let's actually prioritize building the archaeologist there. Got a pasture set up here. Send in the tanks to attack. City ranged attack. Just go for that one. Alright, next turn. And this is going to be the last turn of this particular episode, guys. Rome denounced Norway. Keep in mind, this is Rome nowadays. Once upon a time, all of this they controlled. They controlled most of the Aztec Empire. They basically controlled everything west of Brazil. Pretty much. I might be exaggerating, but not.
Of harnessing the power of fusion from 93 million miles away. Fusion is done by our sun really, really well and for free. Here on Earth, in reactors, not so much.
So yeah, I think that the Romans had most of this. They may have only had these two cities, but they had a good chunk. A good chunk of the Aztec Empire. I took the rest of it, and then I went to war with them, and I believe that's how things went out. And then over the course of it, I slowly gobbled up their cities. Alright, what do we got here for techs? Stuff I don't really care too much about. I guess we'll get guidance systems. That's probably the most useful based on this map. Rio de Janeiro. Well, that district's fully upgraded. We don't need to get any... Oh, we do need an archaeologist here. It's 15 turns, though. Eugh. Alright, we'll get started on that. The spy is ready to go. Let's send him to Perth. Maybe we can steal some artwork. Speaking of which, let's get Merrick's setup running. Barbarian encampment is cleared. These guys shouldn't pose any threat. I believe we can get our national park set up. There we go. Designate national park. Yosemite National Park in Cleveland. Let's take a look at this city now. So Buenos Aires and we have trading posts in this city. Doesn't have one full religion. An improvement is providing one amenity. Let's take a look at the tourism screen. I want to see how that's working out right now. It's generating plus 38 tourism. Okay. No visiting tourists at the moment. I don't want that. I want to take a look at the tourism lens again. So Washington National Park's actually generating 3 tourists at the moment. It's got 54 tourism. It's got a boost. Lifetime accumulated tourism is 702 from that. We've got the bonus because of the film studio. Good. So Washington's actually doing pretty good for tourism. It's just 2 turns away from social media. And that's going to give us a big boost to tourism pressure. So right now we've got 70. So we need to be at around 125 to be a third of the way there. We're definitely in the lead though. That's good. So we're leading for both science victory, culture victory, and domination victory. We're losing on the religious victory, but we never founded one. Alright, let's finish that guy off. And Cleveland. There was a civilization, it was Rome, so we're gonna get a trade route to Rome set up, because we don't have a trade route with them yet. Okay. Attack this guy again. And I'm just taking one last look at the Great Works screen here, guys. So this city right here. This one right here. Actually, that one is Hermitage. So this city, it's only 15 turns to build a archaeologist, so we'll add that to the queue after the arena. But likely I'm probably going to be rush buying some archaeologists. Because it's just easier to get the game done quicker if we have the artifacts in there generating tourism. And then we can get heritage tourism up, and we can get all kinds of good stuff up. When we get social media up, we'll be dumping these 2 military card slots. We'll probably keep professional army in there for now, I think. Although maybe we'll replace it with levée en masse just to keep the costs of maintaining our rather large army down. We'll see. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for this particular episode. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be continuing on very soon with the rest of this Let's Play, and hopefully bringing it to a conclusion sometime soon. We are in a commanding position, like I said. We're leading in every victory type except religious. And we own most of the world. So, yeah, likely it's going to be a culture victory, especially since we're the US and the film studio looks like it's quite helpful that way. It's a nice little extra boost to tourism just by having the film studio there, even if it doesn't have a great work of music in there. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying the series for that matter. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It does help out quite a bit. For now, my name's been Ybot. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.